So the recording starts now. So would you like to go first and tell us where you are, where you started, and where you currently are in terms of your book? And I'll go into the book.
Yeah. Okay. That's where you started. Where I started this year, right?
I guess this year or when you started the program, whichever one you want to start with.
Okay. I didn't. Of course, I started this program when I told you that I'm looking for accountability, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I had like a few goals this year, and
Okay.
I the first of number one of it is that at last year I had I think I don't want to use that word, but I think that's what it was. I was depressed, right? So, and then they
Okay.
call this seasonal depression because of the cold. I wasn't sure that was what it was, but one of my goals was to, free my mind, anything that would cause any sort of depression. So I had like a checklist of things to check off every day.
Yeah.
And of course, because of this, I wasn't, very keen on making proper meals for my children, cleaning my house, I did not like what I was becoming. So
Okay.
one of my lists was to cook one meal every day. Here it's easy to do quick meals, to warm up a pizza and give them, and they love it. And things like that. But one of my goals, every daily goal, was to cook one meal and do one house chore. Even if I don't get to clean the whole house, but at least maybe I swept the parlor, or I arrange the children's room, or I clean the bathroom, things like that. So because I felt if I drag myself up to do something, it will help. And so far so good. Like I don't do it every day, but at least in a week, I can say in a week of 7 days, I can say like 5 days, you know. So, and I think I'm feeling way better now than I used to feel last year. Last year was terrible. That's towards the end of last year. So I feel a lot better. Then another one of it is the fact the main reason why I felt I needed accountability and I reached out to you. I want to take my exams. I want to take my exams, and
Okay.
that's to be a lawyer in Canada.
What's the
My law exams.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. To take
So
law in
sorry.
Canada. So what do you take? When do you want to
Okay. So I looked at the
take them?
exam
What
schedule.
what
Yeah.
what days? We need
So I looked at the exam schedule on their website, and I
to
tried to see, like, try to determine how many I can take before the end of the year. And I'm thinking if I'm able to take 4 or 5, I think I have tried. I have 7 plus 2 exams.
which 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 so let's which for you
Can you hear me better now? Hello?
can hear you for you you to
Give me a minute, please.
okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I want to take 4, and I think between 4 and 5. So yeah, I want to take admin. I want to take administrative law in June. Administrative law in June. Then I'll take foundations. There's what they call foundations of Canadian law in July. Then
So that means going forward, we'll check with you on that, right?
yes, constitutional law in September. And which one am I
Go on.
I think I wrote it down somewhere.
No.
Okay, here I have it. Constitutional law in November, in October, not September. In October, and criminal law in November. That's 4, right? Then I don't know how this feasible is going to be, but I might take law of thought. That's in November.
So I have, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're like breaking up.
So I have June, criminal law in October, criminal
Criminal law in November.
law in November.
Yeah. And then thought. That's in November.
I left you a message on WhatsApp. You hear me?
Yeah, I do, but this particular phone is crazy. If
No
I
wahala,
leave,
I'll just type.
Okay. Okay, you said type in the Zoom chat room. Okay, let me do that.
Yes. Okay. Because once you finish typing in the Zoom chat room, you're going to then drop it by yourself in the WhatsApp.
Okay, that would be later.
Yeah, so I need
this my phone. If I leave this Zoom now, it will go off.
No problem. I just need you to type it, then you take what you type and save it so that you can drop it later.
Okay.
Anyway, as you drop it, I'll save it. As you type it, I'll save it.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
See, I can hear you very well now. Okay, so
Me too, I'm having network problems too. Okay, so that's that. Go on, please. So the other one that you talked about was about doing at least one chore a day.
Yes.
And cooking one meal a day.
Yeah.
Okay, but you were talking about dealing with depression as a result of the cold. Did you see a clinician, a medical practitioner at any point regarding that?
No. We don't have family doctor yet. And
so what's your plan on that?
Well, I'm trying to see if I can deal with it on my own, because if I decide to go and see a doctor, what it requires is too much in terms of time. And then if you want to reduce the time, then you have to pay money.
So can you explore, for example, an online physician?
Yeah, try that when my son was having some rashes on his skin and it didn't work out. Not that it didn't work out. They, of course, ended up telling me that it's nothing, that it will clear on its own. But the amount of money they removed from my account was crazy. So,
So what I'm thinking of is that can you book a session with a clinical psychologist for an online session?
mm, well, I'm feeling a lot better now, and I honestly don't think that it's it's that like it has reached the stage where I need medical help. Because first of all, they will tell you that once winter is over, you feel better. Then take supplements. That supplement is one of my daily to-do list. So take your vitamin D supplements and you know try and be active. So
Okay.
that last one is still, I might not, because I'm looking at the distance between the criminal law and that one.
Good morning, sis.
So
Welcome, sis.
if I'm able to, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So if I'm able to do it, good. If not, still good.
How are you
Sorry, sis, Modupe, is there
today,
something?
moms?
Modupe, can you hear us? Okay, you're muted.
Okay. Yes, I can now. I can. The network was bad earlier.
All right.
How are you? How are you today? Happy Easter weekend.
Abby,
Happy.
happy Easter weekend.
How have you been, sis?
I've been good, good, good.
Q or N?
What's Q or N? Okay, I mean, it's Q.
Okay.
What's cute?
She knows I'm in Qatar, so it's okay. She was wondering if I was in Qatar.
Okay, Q or Nigeria. Oh,
Yeah.
is that place cold?
It can be now we are going into winter.
You are going into.
Sorry, not winter. Sorry, we are coming out of winter. We are going into
Oh,
summer.
yeah, I know you are supposed to be coming out, not going into. Winter is a
Yeah,
crazy thing.
we are coming out because I got here and I was shocked that there was winter. Like, how
Una never
winter?
finish.
Is- Oh God, we never finish. Oh. No, as in, like, I didn't know they ever. I did not know that they had winter. That's what I mean.
I'm shocked too.
As in, like, it shocked me. I was like, what's this? It's not. It's not. It wasn't part of the plan. Anyway, so welcome, Modupe. I think Chinaza was finishing off telling us where we're talking about accountability at this point, and I was just talking about the issue of depression. I think that if you can, please just see if you can speak with someone that is how do I say that is well versed.
Mm,
So,
all
so is there
right.
anything else you would like to share? Sorry, I'm multitasking. I apologize for that. It's just that today is my friend's 40th birthday and people are trying to go for the party. So I can't afford to just look away because I'm the master organizer from from where I am in Qatar. I can't go in person, but at least I can still do that. So I'm doing that.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry. So please just give me a few minutes. Let me just quickly. Some people are asking me questions that I wish they had asked me earlier.
Earlier.
But I can't. I can't.
You have to. They're asking now. So.
They're asking me information that we've shared before. They are just waking up now.
Some days are like that.
Okay, sorry. So I'm back. All right. So we are going to go into our book review, but I'll just first of all confirm. Chinas, are you done? Can we move on to Modupe?
Yes, I'm good.
All right.
That's the
So
my exams is what I need to be held accountable for.
so your exams,
Because
right? Although
yes.
you didn't ask me, but I'll still be checking with you regarding the depression thing too. I will, and the chores and the
Okay.
meal. We'll
Okay.
just check. So, but whatever it is you want us to follow up with you on, just feel free to drop in the group. You don't have to share all the details of your life with us if you don't want to.
All
Modupe,
right.
you're
Thank you.
next.
yes, mom.
So, regarding where you were at our last call versus now, what progress have we made and what's pending?
Okay. Okay, yeah. I took I think I said I was going to take 2 professional courses, but I
Okay,
think I've done more than 2, so which is a good one for me.
congratulations. Where is that my reaction? Let me give you star. Let me give you star reaction.
So I still
Take
have some pending. Because I think I need a lot of catching up to do, especially for someone like me that just switched from one industry to another. There are a lot of expectations, and I think that's what I realized in the process of having my salary increments with my boss. I think that was also another thing that I said I was going to increase my income, and
yeah.
by talking to my boss to increase my allowance because of all the things I do for the business. But um to the glory of God and to the
Shame of the devil.
and the shame of the devil, my guy refused to increase my salary. So, and the only reason I could come up with was that he didn't say it directly, but that is what I am able to deduce from the conversation, that he doesn't trust me enough to deliver.
So what was his official reason? What did he give as a reason?
Because he thinks I'm new to that. So there's this despite him wanting me, well, not stopping me from doing what I'm doing, but there's still just that old back, like, oh, she does not she's new in this industry. So even sometimes when I give advice or I say some things, if it is not backed up by
Am I the only one that can't hear? Or
No, I can't. I don't.
okay, so I think it's a network.
by what's if like
Okay.
or another person attesting to accept it from me directly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you
Now,
now.
now we can.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just bottom line is it just doesn't trust what comes from me, not because it feels I cannot deliver, but I think it's that kind of person that, like, okay, because I've never been in this industry, then it does not trust whatever I say. So except there's a backing, if I have to refer or he refers to someone from the industry before if he gives in to my opinion. So
Okay.
that has really been giving me something to worry about, because it's not going to work for me.
Okay, so let's first of all focus on the courses you want to do. So tell me the courses you want to do, then I'll give you my opinion regarding how your conversation with your boss went. But let's start with the courses. What
Okay,
courses do
so
you want?
so it was supposed to be around business structure, business development, which I got some cheap courses that I took, and it has given me some directions in terms of structure, putting proper structure to business, and also how to manage people. And also I did one on supply chain, and the outstanding one is still the supply chain. I got another course on supply chain on, I think, Udemy. So that's still outstanding. And
Okay,
then
so supply chain course on Udemy. So when do you plan to close it out?
uh, I should get to it this month, this April. I should get around it this April,
So
even if I don't finish other.
by the end of April, when we are having our April family meeting, you should be giving us good progress on that, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know why my doorbell is ringing. I'll check afterwards. Maybe someone dropped something for me. So apart from supply chain, anything else you want us to record for you against April?
Well, not necessarily, but I talked about going for going to a business school. I've made inquiries finally, and the school fee is about 1.7 for EDC,
Okay.
and I think it's about 10 weeks. It's a 10-week program, but the 1.7 is what I don't know. I don't know how to come about it, and that is minus materials and me because it's hybrid. I have to also go. So that
Okay, so
give or
business
take, that's
school
like
cost.
another 2.5 or
So
2
let's keep
million.
that. Let's say the business school cost. Let's give you about 6 months or so to plan for it, as in regarding money and everything. What do you think
Eh,
about that?
Oh,
It's six
well,
months
yeah.
to.
I don't know.
So let's put it
I,
for September. Then we'll
okay.
still revisit it. We'll revisit it in April. By the end of April, you'll be able to tell us how far and where you are. If you want us to extend the date, etc., we'll put that in there.
All right, sis.
So please
Okay, that
type in what you want us to record for you here in the Zoom chat, and then also drop it for us on WhatsApp so that we can make reference to it when we are coming back, when we are talking about it in April.
okay, sis.
All right. So just in the spirit of because of transparency and all of that, I've already shared mine on WhatsApp, but I'll still share it anyway. I'll give an update from the last time I gave an update till now, where I am and what I want us to follow up on by April. Then after that, if no one comes in afterwards, we'll go into our book review. So for me, what I had said, I'm just going to go with my goals that I'd set, which is reading the Bible verses. That's going well for me. And one of the major reasons why it's going well is because I've written it down. And so it's been helpful for me. My prayer watches, I woke up this morning and I actually set an alarm for each of the prayer watches. So I'm on that. My promotional post on my real estate profile, that one is I will ask, I want to be held accountable for that in April. How am I doing with that? I'm not doing well right now. Promotional post on real estate. You see, I'm not doing well, but I hope to. Well, to be fair and kind to myself, January to March, I was more or less settling in. So I think I'm beginning to settle in a bit more, and perhaps I'll be able to focus a bit more. Then my bookstore, I haven't been behaving well. but I've renewed my subscription and I'm taking it more seriously as well in April. Then, of course, the book two of the chapter two of the book of the month, we are going to go into that today, so I can tick that off my list. I'm doing well with my prayer sessions with my prayer partners here. Number seven, engaging healthily with my communities. I'm doing well with those. I'm doing well with my deliverables at work. My planner, I'm updating my planner. I think I'll put it down as something to act because I just brought out my book that I got as a birthday gift. That is, it's the Elevate You Growth Planner. So I'm going to start taking this planning more seriously. So I'll be more serious in April by God's grace. Okay. Then for my water management course, I think I have a testimony around that. So for my water management course, you know that one thing I've learned is that when you write things down, they now begin to, would I say, you begin to gravitate towards your solutions. So I found a course on Coursera on water management and policy. So I've finished, I think I'm about to finish module one. It's a 6 weeks course. So it's ongoing, long and short. So I'm going to spend some time today as well to continue the course. And in the course of the week, in a very miraculous turn of events, I I just had a leading on I think today is Saturday, right? On Thursday morning, I had a leading to wish someone a happy birthday on my secondary school group platform. And as I was going to send her a DM, because I typically don't send DMs, I'll just wish them the happy birthday and move on. But I just had a leading as well to send her a DM. So as I was about to send her the DM, I saw that her number was a Qatari number. I was like, this chick. So I sent her a message and asked her that after wishing her a happy birthday, I asked her if she's in Qatar. And she was like, oh, yes, she's in Qatar. And she invited me for her birthday party yesterday because obviously we are both in Qatar. So, and then as we were talking, she also told me that her husband has a PhD in water management. I was like, what are the odds? So I told her that, I actually want to get a PhD in water management as well. And so as I spoke with her, so I said, oh, I'll meet her husband. I met her husband yesterday and we got talking. So I shared on another platform the testimony about me needing her to, as in meeting someone or needing someone that would. I shall share the testimony about my water management journey. And then yesterday, someone in that group dropped a link for me to follow up regarding water management in Finland. So I just wanted to share that sometimes when you begin to write, and then yesterday as I was talking to my sister and I told her that, oh, I want to get a PhD in water management, she was like, I didn't know that. And my sister and I talk like every week, but somehow it must have skipped me that I didn't share with her. But okay, I'm going to copy because Modupe, do you still have access to the notes you dropped in the chat room? Modupe, I don't know if you can hear us.
Yes, sis.
Do you still have access to the
My network knocked me out. I'm back.
Nice. So I don't know if you say, I just wanted to help you repost the chat so that you don't lose it. What you had shared with us before.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll probably send it to you on
Yes, I
on.
copied it.
Okay, it will even come out as part of the text. So, okay, good that you did. Okay, so I was just sharing about the water management, and so it's going far better than I thought it would be going at this time. And in my opinion, I believe it's because I began to show the level of seriousness that was required to show God that I was serious about it, and now He's taking it serious with me. Then I put that I want to start a podcast for startup business owners. I haven't really started the podcast per se, though there's a YouTube channel, but I've decided that I want to also start making videos again. So I'm putting it down as something for you to ask me again in April. So for startup business owners, welcome, Bukola. I guess we are going to give you the opportunity to also give us the update. Then when we're done, we'll go to the book review. Then I also said I want to work on an audio book for my Adana spread. That's still pending. Okay, podcast for SDGs. Basically, I think everything from number 13 to 23, they are all still pending. Apart from, okay, number 23 is the accountability program session, which we're having today. So that one obviously is done. So I'll pause and let Bukola, welcome Bukola. Can you unmute? Can you unmute and speak with us? Bukola Ajiboye, welcome. Can you unmute?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can
Okay,
hear you.
beautiful. Okay, so how many things I enumerated? I said I would start a prayer watch. I
Yep.
succeeded at the beginning, but then no excuse really. But then I realized that I have to be fastidious in checking out prepping up for the prayer watch. For instance, I know that I have to have a prayer watch by 6 a.m. I start from 4 a.m., prep up my alarm clock, and then that's for every quarter of an hour. So that's what I have told myself to, for me to actualize a consistency. Consistency is just the issue now for me. What else? Okay, there is an exam I'm supposed to sit for in December. I've started reading, but I realized that I have to consistently map out a study hour. I have one, but sticking to that hour, because sometimes if it's a chore that is taking more of my time, I'll do, okay, let me finish this chore, then go back to reading. By the time I'm done, I'm tired. So,
Okay, so what's the name of the exam?
actually, it's a GC exam. I need certain papers for a particular course I want to study.
Oh, okay. So,
So it's like I'm starting from scratch.
okay, so you're going to hold, it's going to be in December, right?
Yes.
All right. We are just writing down things that when we come by the end of April, by God's grace, we're going to be asking you how far with this before you then give us your plan for May. So we want
Okay.
to be a bit intentional about our meetings. And I actually have a book where I'm writing down. Let me open my video, turn on my video so you can see that I'm writing down everything everyone is saying in my elementary growth planner. So by May, by end of April, we are going to be going over each of those points as well. Apart from
Okay.
what we do, what we should be doing weekly, which is dropping the goals and coming by ourselves to give an update on where we are. So apart from that, this is the family meeting where we are writing it down. So please go on.
Okay. So what have I succeeded at? I've succeeded at pause, 5-minute pause. What I mean, 5-minute pause, if I am getting too heightened in my emotions and I'm likely to say something very, very off. Well, at least I've succeeded in implementing that. So rarely would I blast off. All right.
Congratulations. That's a
Ma?
win. I said congratulations. That's a win.
That's a win, but sometimes I miss it. But I'm reminding myself, you know what, just give yourself a 5-minute pause. No matter the provocation or altercation, whatever, just give yourself a 5 minutes pause, because sometimes it will just be like best to walk away and not just give it any answer. Okay, for savings, I recall telling you that I wanted to, by the grace of God, I will buy land or house.
Yes, you
I
did.
wrote, yes, I wrote that. I'm like, okay, so how are we going to start with this one now? Of course, income, a means of income, and more businesses, to make income and then pursue that dream and goal. Oh, another win. I spoke with a radio manager and I'm likely to start with a radio station by the
Wow,
end of
congratulations.
April. Yes, by the end of April.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the land because that one concerns me. So
Yeah.
what date should we put on that?
Date. Can you put a date on something and yet you don't see the how to get
Just
that land is what you're questioning.
put the date. And well, of course, if you need to pray and ask God that which date should I put. But one thing is what I like to say is imagine if you see people on a football pitch and they're just kicking the ball around and there's no goalpost. They're just kicking the ball around. Yes, they're getting exercise, things are moving, right? But
Mhm.
they are not focused because they are just having fun, right?
Mm.
But imagine if you change the dynamics and you put a goalpost in there, you see that they begin to channel their efforts towards getting a goal in, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So putting that date is like bringing the goalpost in. Otherwise, you just know that yes, in the future, I know that I will buy land. I will buy land. But if you tell yourself that by December 2024, for example, if that's the date that you're led to put in there, I want to buy land. And you look at where you are, I don't have anything, I don't have a job, I don't have anything. It forces you to begin to ask yourself, what do I need to do for me to be able to meet this December
Please
2024
go.
deadline of buying this land? So it begins to guide your actions, your daily, everything you do daily. So for believers, then you begin to pray that Lord, open my eyes. I want to buy land. There's a focus to your prayers at this point. You're like, Lord,
Mhm.
I want to buy land in December 2024. And just to say, sometimes you may not hit that December 2024 target, but the real blessing is the fact that it helped you begin to use your life more better. You become
Intentionally, yeah.
more intentional and purposeful.
Mhm.
And when someone comes and says, "Oh, Bukola, let's go to Ilorin," in your mind, you're like, how will this trip help me get land in December, right? And then it helps you begin to filter out some of the things that you normally would have just said, "Oh, I don't have anything I'm doing. Let me go." But now you're like, okay, this trip is there a likelihood that there may be something connected to me getting land in December in this trip? Then it helps you begin to filter to say, okay, maybe this trip, maybe I'm going to see one of my uncles that will give me money. Maybe I should go. Your December target is helping you make decisions eventually. Hopefully, it will lead you to take the right decisions as well. Now I'll get off my soapbox. You can continue.
Okay.
Bukola,
Yeah. That's all for now.
thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to quickly go straight into our book review because I didn't want it to be book review, but boredom by book review. So if anyone joins afterwards, then they'll go and talk about their goals after we finish the book review. So I'm going to move on. We I think in February, so I'm going to go on to chapter 2, which is cues and triggers. You probably already. Of course, I'm not going to read the entire book because in that case, that means that I'm creating an audio book for the author. But I'm just going to come on. Okay, so let's talk about cues and triggers for behavioral changes. So we are focusing on that, the roles and cues of the roles of cues and triggers in developing new habits. So just quickly skim through the book, as I said. So it's important because for you to, when we say something is a habit, it's not really, we don't think a lot about it. That's because we have pre-programmed our minds to do something. So for example, if we tend to eat unhealthy snacks when we feel stressed, we can identify stress as the cue, and then we now begin to replace that action of eating unhealthy snacks with other things, such as when you begin to feel stressed. What do I do? It's just like what Bukola shared, which is that taking the 5-minute pauses. Instead of just immediately spewing what comes to her mind, she has replaced the action of doing that with taking the pause. So, and our cues can come from different places. They could be emotional, they could be situational, and so we have to come up with practical steps to overcome the obstacles that we find and to stay on track. So one of the obstacles is to identify, one of the practical tips is to identify the potential challenges you may have, plan ahead, create contingent plans, stay motivated, learn from setbacks. So I like again that Bukola said that she doesn't always get it. I like the example Modupe gave us of that. She went to her supervisor. I'm sure before now, maybe after she has that conversation with her supervisor, she just leaves feeling bitter and angry and all of that. But in this case, she stepped back to ask, what else can I do? What should I do? And I promised Modupe that I was going to come back and talk about that her session with her boss, and I will do that preview. So I think we have the opportunity to even get to chapter 3. I'll just quickly skim through. So self-efficacy and developing confidence. I'll go through that. Again, the link to getting the book is in the group. I will reshare it when I'm sharing the link to this session. So to what they call it, to develop new habits, it's important. Self-efficacy is important, and the role we learn about the role. You get that. What's the lack of self-confidence or a lack of confidence? The first one is past failures, and then again negative self-talk. So remember at the beginning I was saying something. I said, "Oh, let me be kind to myself." We tend to be very very hard on ourselves. We need to begin to slow down. Yes, if you need to do things better, advise yourself, but don't speak to yourself in a way that you won't speak to other people. Really, it's not okay. Comparing yourself to others is another reason why you could lack confidence. You may I like another thing Modupe said, which was that at her experience, she needs to beef up her experience. So the lack of experience may be one of the reasons why you or others may not feel confident. You may be dealing with and so to overcome a lack of confidence, you have to clearly recognize and challenge negative self-talk, reframe past failures, focus on personal growth. Okay, come on. Seek out new experiences, seek professional help. And also a full course on the growth mindset. So, of course, obviously, a book may not totally capture everything, but it's a good start. So, you need to develop a growth mindset that doesn't say that, oh, if I failed in the past, I'll always fail. You're open to new things. And so, strategies, visualize success, growth mindset, track your progress, blah, blah, blah. So again, we have tools that can help us. Journaling is a great one. I actually have two journals right in front of me. And remember what I said, I'm going to be asking you every minute, every day, what's going on. I think we'll stop here today. We'll stop in chapter 3. And hopefully the chapters in April. So I'll stop sharing now. Come back to a regular conversation. Does anyone have anything they want to say before I go on to respond to the second part of what I promised Modupe that I was going to talk about that, which was our experience with her boss. So I like the fact that Modupe, I don't know, if you have anything to say, please raise your hands, let me know so that I'm not the only one talking. Anyway, all right. So Modupe, in talking with your boss and all, I'm glad that you went with you were confident enough to go and ask for a raise. That's a good one, and that's a plus. We should applaud you for that. Uh, I think one challenge I have is you. I think one challenge I have is with you assuming that the reason why he's not doing so and so is because of A, B, C, D. I have a few questions to ask you. When you went to your boss to ask for a raise, was it just an afterthought conversation or did you schedule a meeting with him?
Yeah, there was a meeting with him, and
As you scheduled a meeting with him, you
yes,
Modupe. So you asked for a meeting,
yes,
and you made sure that the setting was a formal setting. It wasn't an informal one.
no, it was in the office.
So it was in the office, but was it just both of you? Did you shed, were you like in a conference room, or was it like over coffee? What was the setting like?
No, it was in his office, not in the conference room. In his office, we were just both of us.
Had you, as in, was it a time that you deliberately scheduled for it, or was it like after one meeting that you're not like, okay, I'm failing you? You're laughing. Which
This
one was it?
okay, it was a meeting. It was not an afterthought. It was a
So you
meeting. Yeah.
scheduled the actual meeting and then you both agreed to use his office for the meeting. Okay, fine. I just wanted to be sure that the setting was professional. So when he's, as in, just try to tell us how the conversation went. When you asked for a raise, how did you ask for a raise?
Okay, I'm like, okay. Um, how can I put it? I think I said, oh, okay. We have a new office. We added new location,
Mm-hmm.
and I I felt it was a good place to start from to ask that since I'll be doing a lot more, even in one location, I'm overstretched and I'm still trying to manage that. But now that we have a new location, definitely I would need us to look into my salary. And he just said, well, that for now we're not, making the money yet, and he would rather give um interest for whatever additional work I'm doing on the new location, and then we can talk about
You
salary
give
increase when
interest, or what is it? Interest, or what does that mean?
impress
What does impress mean?
like just extra cash to use for TFA and all of that to cover for my expenses if I have to go anytime I have to go to this other location.
Okay, so in your conversation, did you in any way highlight the value you were bringing to the organization, or did you just assume that he knows?
We didn't even get to that point. Immediately he went to increments. I just met a closed gate, and that was it.
Is there anyone on the call that would like to say anything regarding this? Because to be honest, women usually have this challenge of asking for a raise. So the fact that you even asked is a huge one. But I would like to hear if anyone has any experience or anything that they can share regarding asking for a raise and getting one. Anyone? Okay. So, in all of my own career, I don't think I ever went to ask for a raise per se. I think at some point I'd raised it with HR or something that I need, that I don't understand why I'm getting this amount of money. I don't think I actually coined it as asking for a raise. So what I heard back from them was like, they told me that that you're doing well, but that you are carrying the burden of whether it's 4 or 5 people or something of the sort. And I was thinking in my mind that, why am I the one carrying other people's burden? Why is somebody not carrying my own burden? So for me, one of the first things that I would say is that if you're going to ask your boss for a raise, you have to first of all, in your communication, as you were before he will come and say no, in, I don't know, did you send him an email, or how did you ask him for the meeting?
It was verbal.
It was verbal. So
Yeah.
are we taking notes from here? Hmm? Okay, so okay, Chinaza has stepped out. So are you taking notes? Next time when you have to have this conversation, I think you should first of all make sure that you maybe put something in writing. Make sure that before he you have that meeting or something, you let him know ahead that
Okay.
that the reason why you deserve the raise. And if you are telling him that adding another location, it doesn't quite highlight your accomplishments. Your focus should be in asking for a raise. You should be highlighting what you have accomplished in between the time. So, for example, if you're able to tell me as your boss that, Oga, by the time I got here, you were making 50,000 naira. But now, after 3 months or 6 months of me being here, we are now making 200,000 naira. And by the time you consider if inflation is, let's say by the time we consider everything, if you want to compare your 50,000 of the time to what it costs now, what we are making now, let's say it's about 100K, because by the time we consider naira inflation, it is a break. The equivalent of that 50,000 that you were making is about say 100K, which is about a would I say 100% increase. Someone that comes to mind in highlighting as I'm thinking about this talk of highlighting your accomplishments is Dupe Olushola. I don't know if you know her, the CEO of Transcorp
Yeah, I do.
Holdings. So without even before she goes to go and ask her boss for a raise, we all of us can help her ask her boss for a raise, because in all of her story, she has made sure that it was clear that she took over Transcorp during I think in 2019, and they were doing poorly. They were doing really poorly, and then by the time then there was a pandemic on top of it, and everything was looking worse. It was getting worse, and between that 20 I think it was 2019 she took over, and 2024 I think I saw a reel from her recently about how they are doing billions and billions, because she and her team they had to sit down and go to the drawing board. So she has written her series, so the whole public, if she comes to her boss now and says, boss, I need a raise, if the boss says no, the whole public can come with the boss and say, boss, you are not doing well, because everybody can, she has made sure that it is clear what value she brought to the organization. So that's something that we all need to learn to do, all of us. I'm speaking to myself just as I'm speaking to you. We should be able to say that this was where I met it, and this is where we currently are. So while you're saying we are bringing, so for example, you can even use the point of that now. You are even relaxed enough to say, I want to add another location. That is because of the peace of mind that I've brought you. If I'm leaving, you know that you will not be able to, you will still be struggling with one location before you can now say you want to start adding more. So it's for you to make sure that you highlight what you Modupe are bringing to the table, that if you vex and go, the organization will be losing. And I don't think it has a lot to do with the courses you've taken or not taken. Yes, it's good as you're taking the courses, but you need to also be able to highlight what value you as a person you're bringing to the organization. Then you want to highlight what contributions you are doing. You want to make sure that it's clear for him to know that you're even doing above and beyond what you were paid to do, and make sure that it's not an emotional conversation. Make sure it is a very factual conversation. You're able to bring out anything that you want to bring out. Then be sure that you go and take some time, research the salary ranges for the position that you are, as in, like, if your guard agreed with you that yes, you need an increase, did you have an amount in mind?
Yes.
Okay, so you had done that research to be able, and you'll be able to justify.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you've already opened the door for that conversation with him. Maybe what I would recommend that you should then say is, Oga, I would like us to review this conversation in another 2 months or something. Give yourself, if it's 2 months, 3 months, tell yourself that I'm going to have this conversation. If it doesn't work out, maybe you already start looking for other jobs, because sometimes that's what forces these ogas to do the increase when they see that this person is on our way out. And for me, if I've said I'm leaving anywhere, I'm leaving. But if you don't want to leave and you still want to play mind games, you can still try that and get an offer elsewhere, and then let him say that, oh God, I have an offer. Because yeah, maybe it's also happening in his mind that, oh my dear, no, this child that I brought in, she's not asking for salary increase. But hey, we are all living in Nigeria. The cost of living has gone higher. So, but it's something that needs to be done because you are devoting time and resources to showing up at work. This is the time when I should say, let us pray if we don't have anything else to
Thank you,
say.
sis. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, sis, for that. I'll take this and work on it. I was hoping that
Yes.
the conversation would be longer, but the gates was so fast shut. I,
So now that you know that
we're
this
not
is the
even
way we want
feeling.
to, now that you know that this is the way we are rolling, you too, you now know that you arrange you arrange your conversation so that the important thing you want to say is the first thing you will say. Eh? Then you now come back to the other one after. Hmm? I need to go now. I have
I
another meeting.
I had the script in my head, and
So
because
you are going to
my
need to
fellow actor
rearrange your
my
script
fellow
now.
actor refused to engage.
So you are going to need to rearrange the scripts for next time's sake. So the next time, we've already give you all the preamble you wanted to do the first time. You have already done it with this first meeting. So the next time you schedule a meeting, if you like, don't even schedule meeting, send him an email highlighting the things you wanted to say in that meeting. And you tell him that, oh God, we were not able to finish the conversation the other day. Just pretend as if you didn't hear the other one he said. Oga, this was actually where I was going in the meeting, but it seems like we didn't have a lot of time. Tell him what you want to tell him and document it, because at least he
Okay,
can't say that you didn't try
okay,
to talk to him. He was the one that shot the talking
okay.
conversation. So let it be on record that you have let him know that you are not comfortable with what you're earning, so that he doesn't have the
All right.
opportunity to come back and say, oh, I didn't know. He knows now.
Coming. All right, sis.
Okay. So does anyone else have anything? Sister Bukola, do you have anything else to say?
I'm coming.
Okay, because otherwise, that brings us to the end of today's family meeting. I'm thankful to everyone that joined us. So let's keep working on our
Sorry, can
goals.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you
Oh,
now. So do you have any?
okay. No, 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 no. Thank you so much for this family meeting. It's only made me resolve to go through, if it means rewriting for clarity and then pushing for focus. That really, 2024, you really have no excuse, no matter what happens.
True. Because we need to be able to say that, oh, this is how I started 2024. We said no grief for anybody. We have to work out the no grief for yourself too. Don't No grief for laziness, no grief for fear.
And neighbor.
All right. So remember that I'm rooting for you and I wish you the best. I'm looking forward to your testimonies as well. Please feel free to share your testimonies with us too. Your wins, we don't want to just hear about the things you didn't do well. Remember to be kind to yourself. No, no
Thank you,
negative.
yourself.
Oh, I missed what you said, Sister Bukola, about asking for a raise being tricky. So they said that the hunter has learned to shoot without something, that the bird too has learned to fly without perching. Can't remember the way the thing is said, but
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Why I posted that was it reminded me of my experience too. I walked to HR and asked for a raise because even at that time I was heading a department, but I still had to handle some other things as well. What I mean, handle some other things, it meant covering shifts too. I felt, look, I can't be in a leadership position and I'm determining how a station should run, in terms of the human resources I'm handling. and then still having to cover shifts as well because we're not many. We're not fully manned, you know, if you get what I mean. And she said, okay, so she asked me, why should I give you a raise? And for her, I was like, okay, she expected me to enumerate what I was doing. And I did. But I believe it wasn't exhaustive enough. So I understand when you said, write all your wins, what you've been doing, you know, state it out. So that way it also shows that you actually are tracking your own progress, because truly management sometimes deliberately may not want to track it for you so that they'll just keep you satisfied with your status quo.
Why should they pay
So,
you more if you don't want more?
ma?
I said, why should they pay you more if you don't demonstrate that you want more?
Exactly. Even if you demonstrate that you want more or you've done more, a lot of times in management circles, they'll rather keep you at that pay grade, but you're doing a lot more than your pay grade. So it's a two-way thing. You as a person, you are retooling yourself and upskilling is something I'd always advise anybody at any level right now. Now, you may not be getting that amount of money that you want, but it's wiser to start upskilling above your grade, such that
Yeah.
even when you want to go for a raise, right, you can defend because you have tracked your progress up to that level of your pay grade and above your pay grade with your skills. Or even if you leave, you have skills that are way above your work, your JD, so that you can ask for more in another organization. That's what I learned now, over time.
Exactly.
Nobody will pay you the work you do. Nobody. Why? Because they're looking at their own profit margin,
Exactly.
I mean, my boss wants to
Exactly.
write the latest range, and then you're coming to ask for a raise. That raise will chop out of his
The
proposed
arrangement.
proposed plan for his soft life. So that's the thinking I understood. I didn't understand then, but I understand it now. They won't pay you the amount that you desire. It's for you to just use whatever level you are now to upskill. Whoever your boss is, begin to imitate his job description, including yours. The stress will be more, but by the time you're done, even he himself will know that, no, this person is really up. Or when you leave, you're leaving with a whole lot more skills than your present level.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Thank you, ma.
I should thank you too. Thank you for sharing.
All right. Okay, people. I have to go. Thank you for showing up. As usual, amazing people. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Same here too.
Alrighty. It's always hard to say see you next week. I see you at the end of April, but I'm looking forward to that.